Because you do not want to fail, you have not started posting content on YouTube. That's what you think, right? But I know that the only reason why you have not started posting content on YouTube is because you do not know how to put your mind in a state that is similar to sleep. I used esoteric knowledge in order to destroy my fear, resistance, creative blocks when it comes to posting content on YouTube, and I have been able to post more than 790 videos on YouTube on a pretty much daily basis. So, the esoteric knowledge that I want you to understand today is how your mind has a state that is similar to sleep, but you never use this state, and hence your behavior never changes. Once you can put your mind at a state that is similar to sleep, then you get an access to your subconscious mind. Now you can program your subconscious mind, and then suddenly your behavior will change automatically. You do not have to force discipline, you do not have to use motivation and willpower in order to post content on YouTube. Here's the way. So, what I do is I simply close my eyes. I first sit down in this chair, or I can even lay down in my bed. I then close my eyes. I start guiding my attention through my body parts one by one. I start feeling that my body is melting down. I start doing this for about 5 to 10 or even 12 to 15 minutes. Then I start to notice that my breathing rate has slowed down. I start to notice that I do not want to move my body. That is the moment where my mind has achieved a state that is similar to sleep. This is the moment where the door between your conscious mind and subconscious mind is wide open. Now you can program your subconscious mind, and then your subconscious mind will compel you to take the action that you want to take. No motivation, no discipline, no willpower needed. This practice of just closing your eyes and guiding your attention through your body parts is called Yoga Nidra, by the way. And once you start doing this for about 10 to 12 minutes, what you're going to do is you start to visualize that you're already taking the action that you have been procrastinating. You're already picking up the phone, you're already expressing yourself confidently, you're already telling your message that you believe in to the audience that is present across the screen of your phone. You're already publishing your content on YouTube. Your content is already getting found by the right audience, and your videos are already getting appreciation that it deserves. Then you start to mentally rehearse this imaginal act until you start to feel the emotion of joy, satisfaction, relief, and victory. Here is the important part. Once you can sustain these elevated emotions of satisfaction, joy, relief, victory, your subconscious mind starts to assume that you are now a completely different person. Your subconscious mind starts to assume that you have now a completely different identity. Right now, your subconscious mind does not believe that you are a YouTuber. But once you start putting your mind at a state similar to sleep and visualize and feel the emotions of joy and gratitude, your subconscious mind will start to assume that your identity is now you are a YouTuber. So if you are a YouTuber, what do? You post content on YouTube. So your subconscious mind will now compel you to take action. Your mind will all of a sudden start to become creative. You will be compelled to pick up the phone and just speak. You will be compelled to ignore all the worries about what other people are going to think. You will be compelled to just ignore all the fear and anxiety. And even if you think about this from a scientific perspective, it makes sense. Because let's say that you are feeling a lot of emotion of fear. When you're feeling emotion of fear, anxiety, that is not a time to grow. That is not a time to expose yourself. That is not a time to become creative. When you're in a forest and you hear some rumbling sounds, that is the time to go and hide. That is the time to shrink and survive because you're feeling the emotion of fear. But if you're able to generate the emotion of joy, relief, satisfaction, victory out of your own imagination, then that is a time to become creative. That is a time to expand and grow and to become creative. So if you start to generate these elevated emotions, you are more likely to expose yourself on YouTube. So understand this. Imagination plus elevated emotions is equal to identity installation. But before you even think about installing a completely different identity, you first need to master this esoteric technique of putting your mind at a state similar to sleep. So, I invite you to do my 30-day identity conditioning program. In this program, you are going to get a 15-minute daily ritual that is going to help you put your mind at a state similar to sleep, that is going to help you visualize and feel these elevated emotions. You are going to get a daily accountability, daily progress tracking, and a direct support from me. I do not want to work with people who are just here to gain some quick hacks. I actually want to work with creators who are willing to take this 30 days seriously, because I personally want to become involved in this program. The price of this program is $100. If you want it, fill the application form that is present in the pinned comment section down below. I will see the application form and I will check if you're the right fit for this program, and I will personally message you in your Gmail account. Remember, mind is the most powerful tool that you own.